Happy Hump Day! It's the last day of January. We are on a 10-4 run. Let's talk some more basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back into another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, and we're here in the middle of the week to talk some more B-ball, baby. We got a 10-game slate today. 1-1 day yesterday. We'll go over that. Just a blah day. I hated that 5-game slate. But you know what? 1-1, and we move on. So, real quick reminder: golf video is out now for the weekend. Pebble Beach Pro Am tournament starts on Thursday. Get those bets in. Go check out the video. We got a $40 giveaway, so come join the fun. It was awesome last week. This is our second video, and I have 5 bets I give out, anywhere from plus 10,000 to plus 180. That's right. Let's go get some winners. But thank you for participating in the least favorite foods. That was hilarious and just fun to read. Someone actually mentioned one of my favorite foods in the world as their least favorite, and that is spam musubi. My dad was born and raised in Hawaii, and I go there all the time, or I did when I was younger. And spam musubi is one of my favorites. I mean, they sell it around here too, and I eat it all the time. So I heavily disagree. At R Zone 15, I'm sorry, agree to disagree on that one. And then at Sosamone 22, I probably mispronounced it, said his least favorite food is mac and cheese. How in the world can you not like mac and cheese? I don't understand. That's crazy to me. We got a lot of answers with Brussels sprouts, liver, and some beets, which I think beets are dog food. But speaking of beets, the answer of the day came to us from at YT Nate the Legend 3697, and his best answer was he hates bad beets. Little dad joke there, little food joke. That was great. Anyways, thank you guys for participating. That was awesome. Olives continue to be the worst thing ever made. Anyways, we are starting to record this video at midnight, so we gotta get through this video. I will only have 2 best bets on this video for you. We just did a golf video. I can't stay up till 2 or 3 a.m. and wake up with kids tomorrow and all that. So we're gonna give you 2 best bets still. We'll have probably one, or more than likely 2 best bets added in the pinned comments below tomorrow. But we got a lot of research help to get to as well. So in this video, we're going to recap yesterday, and then it's small forward day. We'll talk defenses that give up the most points, rebounds, and assists to the small forward position in the last 15 days. And then because it's Wednesday, we talk the G's of threes. That's right, the hottest 3-point shooters in the last 8 games in the NBA. That's fun to talk about. And then I give you my 2 best bets, and then we wrap it all up with the bets recap. So hit that like button, leave a comment below if you have any time at all. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and you guys have been giving me daily comments over and over. So thank you for that. I'm ready to get into it, and it starts with the recap. All right, we start out with the winner, and that is the New York Knickerbockers continue to dominate the NBA at -4. Easy win over the Utah Jazz at -110. I had some people that were really unhappy with how I talked about Julius Randle. I did mention Julius Randle is better for the Knicks long term, obviously. I don't think he's a useless part to this team. I just think this line went too low, to be honest with you, with how they're playing, just because Julius Randle left. But this Knicks team can play great team basketball, offensively and defensively. I was just saying Julius Randle can sometimes get out of that and just start jacking up shots to get his. But he does other things well. He rebounds, has been a decent passer as well. He is a good and a decent part of this Knicks team. So I just want to make sure I clear that up. But they did not need him, like I mentioned, and like I didn't think they would, because their defense is so freaking good. It's crazy. And then the loser was just a no sweat. I mean, these were both no sweats, guys. No sweat winner, no sweat loser. It was awful. D'Angelo Russell, Scotty Barnes, 20 plus points each. They combined for 22. Somehow the Raptors beat the Bulls with no RJ Barrett, no Emmanuel Quickly, and with Scotty Barnes scoring like 13 points. It's just mind-boggling. It was a terrible bet, but we're 1-1. Again, I didn't like that slate, so sometimes you just take your 1-on-1 days and you move on. 10-4 run, overall record 114 and 103, up 11.24 units. Let's have a huge Wednesday, but before we get into the best bets, let's talk some small forwards. All right, these are the defenses giving up the most points to the small forward position, and on the right side are the small forwards averaging the most points in the last 15 days for everything. We got 2 matchups today. We got the Hornets, the number 4 team, giving up 23.2 points per game, playing DeMar DeRozan of the Chicago Bulls, averaging 23.3 points per game. And then down there we got the Miami Heat, the struggling Miami Heat, facing right across the way Harrison Barnes and the Sacramento Kings. Barnes has been on an absolute tear. It's insane. He does not usually average 21 points per game. But other than that, those are the rest of the names. Take a screenshot. RJ Barrett, number three, he has been off and on hurt, so make sure he plays if you are looking at that. We got Bridges, a couple M Bridges. So M Bridges, McCall Bridges is number one for the Nets. Miles Bridges is for the Hornets at number four. But those are the points per game. Let's go check out the rebounds now. We got two more matchups with the Houston Rockets giving up 8.6 rebounds per game, taking on Brandon Ingram and the Pelicans, who is averaging 6.5 rebounds. And then the Pelicans right back to the Houston Rockets. The Cam Whitmore, for those of you that don't know Cam Whitmore, he's averaging 5.9 rebounds per game as a small forward, and the Pelicans are giving up the fourth most. So, other than that, we only have one M Bridges on this one, but Neesmith averaging seven up there per game, RJ Barrett, Sadiq Bey, so on and so on. So take a screenshot. Let's go check out the final page, and it is absolutely bonkers, guys. This is a John Madden. You do a hitch, you do a post route, etc., etc. We have a record five matchups on one page. Kings facing Jimmy Butler and the struggling Miami Heat. The Hornets facing DeMar DeRozan, as we already talked about. And then we have, let's see who I want to go to next. Let's go Blazers against Chris Middleton. And then we have the Miami Heat taking on Kevin Huerter too. The Heat are just struggling overall, but we'll see if they can bounce back. And then we got the Mavericks, the shell of the Mavericks team. They are struggling mightily with injuries, taking on Kyle Anderson and the Minnesota Timberwolves. So those are the 10 best matchups for assists. And just a little sneak peek. One of the guys on the right side, I have a bet on. A little sneak peek there for you guys. But anyways, that's the small forward position, points, rebounds, and assists. And because it's Wednesday, it's time to talk the G's of threes. All right, for those of you that are new to the channel, we do this every Wednesday. We talk the hottest three-point shooters in the last 8 games. It's an easy way to put it together, but if the player has played less than 8 games, you will see a note next to it just so you know, because then you guys can kind of tell how many they're taking a game and making and all that kind of stuff. So we go by the 40-40 rule. You must take 40 or more three-pointers, and you must shoot 40% or better to make this list. We have 3 pages here, leading off with Klay Thompson. It goes in order of how many three-pointers they have attempted. Highest one on this page, D'Angelo Russell. He just let me down. But you know what? He's cashed a couple times for us, so it is what it is. But shooting 49.3%. And then Alex Burks for the Detroit Pistons, shooting 47.7%. But keep in mind, sometimes he takes more shots because Cade Cunningham has been in and out of the lineup. But Mr. DiVincenzo, oh, I'm losing my voice. DiVincenzo of the Knicks, 42.1%. When Randall's been out the last couple games, DiVincenzo has been unbelievable, scoring a ton of points. I remember watching him at Villanova. That was one of the best college teams I've ever seen. He was so good, and he is playing really well right now. So that's page one, though. Take a screenshot. Hopefully, this helps you get some winners. Let's go to page two. And we got Laurie Markkinen leading us off barely at 40%, but we have still nobody quite hitting the 50% mark on this page. But Huerter of the Kings, 27 for 56, 48.2%, and that is in 7 games played, along with McCollum, who has played 7 games as well. Mr. Jordan Hawkins down there of the Pelicans, shooting 46.8%. But, anyways, that's page two. Take some screenshots, and let's check out that final page. And the guy in green, the winner for this week. That means the highest percentage from 3-point range in the last 8 games, based on the 40-40 rule, is Mr. Drew. I stayed at a Holiday Inn one time of the Boston Celtics, 22 for 41, 53.7%, and that is in 7 games played. Him and only 2 other guys are at 50% or higher, and it's up there. Gary Trent Jr. of the Toronto Raptors, 22 for 43. And then down there at the bottom, Dean Wade, the last one, 20 for 40, shooting 50% on the dot. So there's that Cam Whitmore fellow we talked about of the Rockets, also 18 for 44, shooting 40.9%. But those are the G's of threes. Hopefully, you guys get some winners. I know we haven't bet a lot of 3-point props this year, but this can kind of help you with points props, 3-pointers, whatever it is you guys want to put together. So that's all the research help we got for you for Wednesday, and now it's time to get into the best bets. All right, this first game takes us out to San Antonio, Texas, where Charles Barkley has a lot of strong opinions about. The Spurs hosting the Orlando Magic. Magic minus 4.5. Total in this game is 228. Against the spread, Magic 30 and 17 ATS. They are the second best against the spread team in the NBA. 15 and 10 ATS at home. Spurs 23 and 24 ATS, 11 and 12 against the spread at home this year. And then over under Magic 25, 21 and 1 to the under. Spurs 26, 20 and 1 to the over. I do not have a play on the side. If I did, I couldn't tell you. I'd have to lean Magic minus 4.5 probably. But my best bet is a player prop. Give me Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic over 3.5 assists at minus 130 on DraftKings. Wagner's only played 5 games now since returning from injury. So he has been over this line in 4 of the last 5 games. So you guys that like the last 5, that's huge. But the under that he got was because he was on a minutes restriction and only played 24 minutes. So he's not on a minutes restriction anymore. The last 3 games, he's played 32, 30, and 38 minutes, getting 6, 7, and 4 assists, going over in all 3. Over the course of this season, he is averaging 7.4 potential assists, and you'll hear me talking about that. Usually, guys get maybe 50 to 60% of their potential assists turn into real assists. It changes day to day, but or yeah, game to game. But in the last 5 games since he came back from injury, he is now averaging 8.8 a potential assists. So it's gone up almost 1.5 potential assists, and that's including 2 games on limited minutes. So in the last 3 games where he has not been on a minutes restriction, he is averaging the most potential assists on the entire team at 11.7 per game. Now, do I think he's going to keep 11.7 all the way throughout? No, but he's doing a great job of finding open teammates since he's been back from injury. So, 11.7 potential assists on a guy that we only need to get 4 assists is just an unbelievable number that I can't pass up. I thought this number would be a 4.5, around minus 110, 115, but and it might get there. You never know. But if you're getting 50%, he's going to give us 11 potential assists. I mean, this guy could have 6 easy. So I only need 4. He's averaging 4 assists per game this season. This number I think is too low. He's facing a Spurs team who gives up the 5th most assists as a team. That's just in general as a team. 28 assists per game to their opponents. And you know what? Small forwards assists are a stat like we talked about before. And we showed these numbers earlier, but it's not a great stat. There's not a huge difference from defense to defense on small forward assists. But for what it's worth, they are about average versus small forwards giving up assists in the last 30 days. So, but that's what we got. They give up a lot of assists. Not a good defense. Wagner just is just crushing it with potential assists lately since he's been back from injury. Give me Franz Wagner over 3.5 assists as my first best bet. And before we get into bet number 2, we have a brand new promotion that we got to talk about. Thanks to our new partnership with OddsShopper, we bring you a new promotion with FanDuel. New customers only. You bet $5, you get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. You gotta click the link below to join. Guys, it is an incredible deal. I know it says if your bet wins, go put $5 on some minus 1,000 if you want. It doesn't have to be some huge win. Just go bet it on a humongous favorite. Just get the $200 in bonus bets. It's a great deal. Again, you got to click that link below, and this is limited time offer. It will not last forever. So if you do not have an account with FanDuel and you are in an eligible state, now is the best time to go sign up. But use that link below. Must be 21 years or older to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. And now back to the bets. All right, bet number 2 is a 5-point teaser. That's right, we're going back to a little tease. We got the T Wolves minus 8.5 and the Milwaukee Bucks minus 4.5. And again, FanDuel is the best option for NBA teasers. This is plus 100 on FanDuel. Let's start with the T Wolves minus 8.5. I'm taking this down from 13.5. That's right, hash brown math, 5 points. They are hosting the shell of a team in the Dallas Mavericks. No Luca, no Kyrie, no Derek Lively, no Dante Exum. It is going to be ugly. It's going to be a bloodbath. T Wolves should just put an absolute beat down on this team. Mavericks have lost by 26 and 8 in the other 2 games when they didn't have Kyrie and Luca, and now they don't have other starters and reserve players as well. T Wolves, as we all know, one of the best teams in the Western Conference. They just beat not my Thunder, but beat the Thunder in the bet we just had. We all know they're good. I can see big games from pretty much everybody on this team. Cat should have a big game. Gobert could have a big rebounding game, and then of course Anthony Edwards is just the man. So I also lean Mavericks team total under this one. I don't think they score a lot. They're going to need Tim Hardaway Jr. to go absolutely crazy to compete in this game and to get over their team total, I think. Hardaway is a good shooter. He has the potential to score 30, 40 points, but he's going to have to do that to have any chance, I think. I'm not going to break this down anymore. We know the T Wolves are the much better team. The Mavericks are down almost every single starter in this game. T Wolves are at home. They're probably going to win by 20 plus. I just need a 9-point win. That's all I need. So don't let me down, Minnesota. Next leg, Milwaukee Bucks minus 4.5. They seem to play a little harder for Mr. Doc Rivers in that first game. And you know what? We had Denver on the money line, and it was scary. They lost a close game in Denver, and now they're hungry to get their first win under Rivers, and also hungry because this is Damian Lillard's first game back in Portland. That's right. It's going to mean a lot to this team. They want to win for Doc Rivers, but they also want to win for Damian Lillard. The original line for this game is 9.5. I just need them to win by 5 or more points. I think the Bucks are just going to use their speed, athleticism, and just run this team off the court. They're going to bring a high pace to this game. And we all know the Blazers are a young team. They don't score the ball well. They're 29th in points per game, 24th in 3-point percentage, and they turn the ball over quite a bit. So that's just not going to be a good combo for this Bucks team that likes to get up and down the court. I think Giannis has a big game. I think Lillard, as long as he's not ice cold, I think he's going to take a lot of shots. He's going to get aggressive, and I think the Bucks come out and win by 10 plus points. But again, I only need them to win by 5 or more. So I am taking two big favorites, taking it down 5 points. Again, when I usually do teasers, I usually think these teams are probably going to cover their original line, but they are a little hefty. So I like this teaser. And I just don't think the Blazers have an answer to stop anybody. So anyways, give me the Bucks to win by 5 or more points and the T Wolves to win by 9 or more points as my 5 point teaser and my second best bet. Again, sorry I can't get more bets out. It is so incredibly late right now. I'm just trying to keep my eyes open. I will have an added play or two in the pin comments below. Leave your comment what your best bet is today. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Let's wrap it up with the bets recap. All right, Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic over 3.5 assists at minus 130 on DraftKings is the first best bet. And then we go to that 5 point teaser. T Wolves minus 8.5 and Bucks minus 4.5 at plus 100 on FanDuel is the second best bet. As you can see right there, added plays will be in the pinned comments below. Thank you guys for all the support day in and day out. Leave a comment below what your best bet is. Excited to talk some more basketball. We got a 10 game slate. You know, it's a lot of games, but there's a lot of injuries. So obviously, we got to stay tuned and see what happens and how that all shakes out. But I hope everyone has a great Wednesday. Appreciate everybody. We'll talk to you soon.